Give it up to Bill Belichick, man. Give it up to him.
Just for any particular reason?
Here's why. The number of times that we all make fun of him, us, have fun with his responses to the media. We have fun. The guy makes himself available. And the book that Seth Wickersham is publishing, or having published, that he wrote, called It's Better to Be Feared, on October 12th. We had a 40-minute conversation with the author, Seth Wickersham, yesterday. Go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. The entire 40 minutes, it was like a podcast. We did over 2 segments live here on our simulcast, okay? And we didn't even scratch the surface about what's in this book, and the owner calling him all sorts of names behind his back to other people. And the quarterback saying, I wanted him on the phone. I wanted to see him in person, and all he would do is on the phone. And he was blowing off Eric Mangini's wife, and, Mangini wanted to fight him, and Malcolm Butler's benching, the oddity of it just only gets odder, and, on and on and on and on and on. And then Brady's coming back Sunday night, and the questions are coming all week long, and he's already spoken twice this week. And he's available for the media today. The guy makes himself available more than any coach.
He talks a lot.
Tomlin talks once a week during a week. That's it. You get him once, and then you get him after the game. And that's it. Belichick, including after the game on Sunday, is going to talk 4 times this week. He could easily go into hiding. I don't want to answer all these questions about this book, and I'm going to get all these questions. Now, the way he answers these questions kind of puts velvet ropes around what normally would cause an entire press conference to go off the rails. But maybe he just wants to make sure the record is totally corrected on him thinking, or being made to think in all of our mind's eyes that we think about him, is what I'm trying to say, inartfully. But maybe he wants to make sure that everyone understands that just because Brady's with the Buccaneers does not mean the 20 years of their relationship never existed. And his appreciation for Brady is properly stated, not understated. This was Belichick just less than an hour ago on Friday, after he's already spoken multiple times this week, prior to the Sunday night game that everyone's talking about. And Lester Holt's doing NBC Nightly News from Gillette tonight.
That's nuts.
The Today Show from Gillette today. All hands on the universal deck right now with NBC, including us on NBC Sports on Peacock. We're in. This is Belichick today.
Do you think that you would have had the success that you have had here if Tom Brady wasn't your quarterback?
Yeah, of course not.
What about having him in that partnership, I guess, brought you guys over the top for those years?
Well, we talked about that for 2 decades. I think I've been on the record, dozens of times saying there's no quarterback I would rather have than Tom Brady, and I still feel that way. I was very lucky to have Tom as the quarterback to coach him, and he was as good as any coach could ever ask for.
All right.
Okay.
Come on.
I like that whoever asked that question was just expecting a little bit more meat on the first question.
No, but it's just like it was a yes or no question, and when you ask him a yes or no question, that's the answer you're going to get. He's not going to expound on it, but the answer is like straight up. Do you think you would have been as successful as you were for 20 years if Tom Brady was not the quarterback? And his answer is no, of course not. And by the way, it's just like ask anybody in a diner, ask anybody at a gas station, ask anybody anywhere. Of course not. Perfect extension of the Patriot way for 20 years. Tom Brady. The perfect vessel. All the way to him taking hometown discounts financially. Of course not. I might even do what were they really thinking. That's literally what the man thinks.
No, that's literally what he's thinking. There's no need.
Now, I bet you the Brady camp, because there are camps this week, as we all know, would probably a wee bit of pushback, smidge of pushback. That kind of didn't talk about that publicly for a lot during 20 years. You know,
No.
not a lot of that, but that's the guy. That's why the name of the book, it's called It's Better to Be Feared. I'm sure there were times during the moments around the film sessions and stuff like that, moments in the office, which was even captured, I believe, in that 2-part documentary on Belichick, right, that NFL Films had of him going back and forth with Brady in his office about Ed Reed. Mm-hmm. And you could see these guys were on the same page and were talking. He was totally listening to what Brady was saying and thinking that it was valuable input.
That was from 2009.
Yeah, I mean, it's the middle of their marriage.
Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of like, is that news-ish at all?
Bill's talking.
But Bill's, it's like, okay, can we, let's play the game. Let's go play it. I think it kind of stunned the reporter, like, yeah, no, of course not.
And the guy,
All right, I have to ask a follow-up.
Yeah.
And then he got a pretty good soundbite in the follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.